Across the vast, unending tapestry of the multiverse, two supreme warlords sense each other's existence. Thanos, the Mad Titan, stood at the precipice of conquest, his mind a labyrinth of schemes, his body forged by the fires of countless wars. Darkseid, the dread ruler of Apokolips, was a god of tyranny, his presence alone warping reality around him. Each had claimed dominion over galaxies, but now, fate had decreed that only one would remain. The cosmos trembled as their paths aligned, an event beyond prophecy or mortal comprehension. Thanos, from his throne on a dying star, gazed into the void, his lips curving into a rare smile. He had long sought a foe worthy of his wrath, and the presence he felt across existence was undeniable. Darkseid was near. On Apokolips, Darkseid's crimson eyes burned with recognition. He did not speak, for words were beneath him. He had crushed gods, obliterated civilizations, and ruled in an era before the dawn of time. Yet, for the first time in countless eons, he acknowledged a presence that was not beneath him, but perhaps equal. Their battle would not be waged in mere mortal terms. This was to be a war of cosmic proportions, a collision of two inevitabilities. They did not meet by chance. They were drawn together by the laws of destruction itself. A world without name, without time, was chosen as a stage for their war. The realm lay beyond the fabric of known space, a void of swirling chaos where even stars dared not shine. This place, a graveyard of forgotten deities, would bear witness to a battle beyond all reckoning. Thanos arrived first, his towering form casting a shadow upon the desolate plains. His armor gleamed with a dull, worn luster, not from decay, but from the countless battles it had endured. His hands curled into fists, power crackling at his fingertips. He had faced celestial beings, eldritch horrors, and omnipotent entities, yet nothing had excited him more than the anticipation of what was to come. Then, the air thickened with dread. A pressure unlike any other gripped the fabric of reality as Darkseid stepped forth. He did not emerge from the void. He was the void. His massive frame moved with the weight of the universe, his red eyes burning with an unfathomable intensity. He was unshaken, unchallenged, and unimpressed. There were no words between them, no declarations, no threats. They knew what must be done. The battle began. Thanos struck first, with a speed unnatural for a being of his mass. He lunged forward, his fist colliding with Darkseid's jaw. The impact sent shockwaves rippling across the battlefield, shattering mountains as it stood for eternity. Darkseid barely moved, his head turned slightly, his expression unreadable. Then he struck back. Darkseid's fist met Thanos' chest with the force of a collapsing star, sending the Mad Titan hurtling across the wasteland. The ground beneath them cracked and split, swallowing entire portions of the battlefield into the abyss. Yet, Thanos rose, wiping the dust from his chin. He had faced God before, he would not bow now. The two titans clashed once more, their strikes creating echoes that rippled through time itself. Each blow was a declaration, each counter an answer. Power met power, will met will, and neither yielded. Growing weary of the brawl, Darkseid's eyes ignited with malevolent energy. He unleashed his Omega beams, a force that bent the laws of reality to his will. The red beams twisted unnaturally through space, curving in impossible directions as they honed in on Thanos. The Mad Titan braced himself. He had seen what those beams could do, reduce gods to nothing, erase souls from existence. Yet, he did not run. He faced them. The beam struck. A roar of agony escaped Thanos as his body trembled, his very essence being pulled apart. But he refused to die. Through sheer will, he fought against the obliteration, his hands gripping the fabric of existence itself. And then, with a defiant snarl, he broke free. Darkseid narrowed his gaze. This was no ordinary foe. Thanos charged, his body radiating cosmic energy. He struck with the fury of a dying universe, his fist breaking through Darkseid's defenses. For the first time in eons, the Lord of Apokolips stumbled, but Thanos did not relent. He attacked with newfound ferocity, summoning power from the cosmos, bending the very fabric of existence to his will. Darkseid was powerful, but Thanos was inevitable. Darkseid retaliated, his Omega effect raging, but something had changed. Thanos had adapted. He had survived the unspeakable, and now he was stronger for it. The battle raged on, neither giving ground, until a moment of opportunity. Thanos, battered but unbroken, summoned his Infinity Gauntlet. The battlefield was a broken wasteland, scarred by the sheer force of their godly struggle. The very fabric of the universe trembled as Thanos, bloodied but unbowed, clenched his fist around the Infinity Gauntlet. A golden light pulsed through the cracks of its surface, bathing him in an eerie glow. It was more than a weapon. It was an instrument of total dominion. Darkseid stood across from him, unshaken by the sudden shift in power. His crimson eyes burned with a timeless hatred, his massive form unmoving, as if he were the embodiment of inevitability itself. He did not fear the gauntlet, for he had crushed cosmic beings before. He was the dark hand of fate, the ruler of Apokolips, the destroyer of hope. He had conquered planets, bent entire civilizations to his will, and enslaved gods. Thanos was but another adversary. Yet, in the silent space between them, something had changed. The tide of the battle had turned. Thanos lifted his gaze, his lips curling into a smirk. He was no mere warlord, no ordinary despot. He had challenged the very essence of the universe and survived. And now, with the gauntlet humming with boundless power, he was beyond even Darkseid's reach. A single thought, a mere flex of his fingers. That was all it would take to unmake his foe. Darkseid knew it. The air crackled as Thanos raised his gauntlet hand, golden energy coursing through his veins. He felt the vast cosmos bending to his will. The gauntlet granted him dominion over time, space, reality, power, mind, and soul, the 6 fundamental forces that govern existence. He was not merely powerful now, he was omnipotent. Darkseid, however, did not move. He did not tremble, nor did he falter. His arms remained crossed over his chest, his expression as cold and unyielding as a void itself. He was not a creature of fear. Then, without warning, he attacked. The Omega beams surged from his eyes, their trajectory unpredictable, twisting and splitting in impossible directions. They curved through the fabric of space, moving beyond linear reality, cutting through dimensions themselves. These beams had undone entire pantheons, erased gods from history, and burned the very concept of existence. But Thanos was beyond such things now. With a mere flick of his wrist, time itself slowed. The beams hung in the air, frozen in place, unable to reach him. He had bent the fundamental laws of creation with ease. And in that moment, as the red glow of the Omega effect dimmed before him, Thanos smiled. He clenched his fist. The frozen beams shattered like fragile glass. The shockwave from their destruction rippled outward, warping reality itself. The sky above them cracked, revealing the endless void beyond. Time fractured. Space folded upon itself, and the very battlefield trembled under the weight of Thanos' command. Darkseid staggered. For the first time in his eternal existence, he felt uncertainty. Thanos moved forward, his steps slow, deliberate. The weight of the gauntlet grew heavier with each passing moment, its power limitless, yet intoxicating. He had never felt such dominance, such absolute control. He had wielded the gauntlet before, but this was different. This was not a battle of gods. This was the execution of one. Darkseid summoned his strength, his will unbroken, but the battlefield no longer obeyed him. The gravity beneath him shifted, the ground beneath his feet liquefied and reformed at Thanos' will. The Titan was bending all of existence to his command. Darkseid lunged, attempting to strike, but the very laws of motion betrayed him. Space twisted, pulling him backward. His unstoppable might meant nothing against an enemy who dictated the very nature of movement itself. Thanos did not strike. He did not need to. He simply closed his hand into a fist. The air around Darkseid thickened. An unseen force wrapped around him, pressing inward with unimaginable strength. The pressure intensified, growing heavier with every passing second. His body, once immovable, once untouchable, began to bend under the weight of the universe itself. Darkseid, for the first time, fell to one knee. Thanos loomed above him, his golden gauntlet shimmering in the dim, broken sky. He looked down at the fallen god before him, the once mighty conqueror of worlds now bound by forces beyond his control. "You are strong," Thanos mused, his voice carrying through the empty void. But strength is meaningless when measured against inevitability. Darkseid did not respond. He merely lifted his gaze, his burning eyes locked onto the Titan. He had never known fear. Even in this moment, as the universe itself conspired against him, he did not cower. He was Darkseid, and Darkseid did not yield. But Thanos was inevitable. With one final motion, he willed the very essence of Darkseid to be erased. The Omega effect flickered. The dark flames of Apokolips guttered. The god of tyranny, the destroyer of empires, began to unravel. His very atoms disintegrated, not into dust, but into nothingness, erased from existence, beyond even the reach of resurrection. Darkseid did not scream. He did not rage. He merely ceased to be. As silence settled over the battlefield, Thanos lowered his gauntlet hand. The air was still. The universe, for the first time in its long and violent history, was free of Darkseid's shadow. A lesser being would have celebrated. A weaker soul would have basked in triumph. But Thanos did not revel in his victory. He merely stood, gazing at the empty space where Darkseid had once existed. A god had fallen. A tyrant had been unmade. And yet, the Titan did not feel satisfaction. For he knew, true conquest, true dominion was a fleeting thing. There would always be another war, another enemy, another battle to be fought. And so, without another word, Thanos turned and walked away. Behind him, the broken battlefield crumbled into the void, lost to eternity. The echoes of their clash will remain forever, a whispered legend among the remnants of the cosmos. But the war was over. Thanos had won. The Mad Titan was now and forever the supreme conqueror of all things. The end.